Changing a tyre. The first thing that's paramount is your safety. We never change a tyre roadside. This means we don't change a tyre next to an active lane of traffic. This puts you in extreme danger. Vehicles with flat tyres can be moved short distances to place them in safe locations. Your life is more important than a tyre. Don't put yourself in harm's way for any mechanical breakdown, especially a tyre change. We're first of all going to make the location safe by making sure the car is stable on a flat level ground, the park brake has been applied and it is in gear. We do not want this vehicle moving while you are working on it. Also, ensure you have the vehicle's keys. This way you always have control of the car. Getting on to removing the tyre, the first step we would take is checking the spare in our boot. We want to make sure we have the correct tooling to remove the tyre. We also want to make sure that we have a roadworthy tyre to place on the vehicle. If your spare tyre happens to be a space saver, which is the smaller tyre with an 80 km/h speed rating, we recommend that these tyres should be fitted to the rear of the vehicle due to the fact that most of your braking and your steering are done from the front of the car. Once we have found that we have a roadworthy tyre and we have all the tooling, we would place the jack under the suitable point of the car that is being noted by the manufacturer. This will be found in the manufacturer's handbook. We take the pressure up off the jack, making sure that the surface the jack sits on is a firm surface. We would then move on to cracking the wheel nuts. So this must be done with the tyre still on the ground because we do not want the tyre to rotate. If the wheel nuts are too tight to undo with just your arms, we can use our legs. We need a firm stance and a balanced position, placing our foot up on top of the tyre lever, push down firmly, and you will notice that the wheel nut will undo. We don't recommend that you bounce on the wheel brace. This can be extremely unsafe as it can fall off and you can be injured. A smooth, constant pressure to the brace is effective without having to bounce. Once we've loosened the wheel nuts, we can then proceed to jack the vehicle up off the ground. The tyre only just needs to clear the ground. We can now take the wheel nuts off and then remove the tyre, ready to replace it with our good roadworthy spare. We reverse the procedure. We can actually use the wheel brace that we have used to undo the wheel nuts to help us lift the tyre back onto the wheel. Once the tyre has been situated back onto the vehicle, we can then put the wheel nuts back on and we tighten them by hand before lowering the jack and tightening them to a good firm pressure. When tightening the wheel nuts, tighten them down opposite sides. So if we start on the bottom left, we can then go to the top right, and so on and so forth. This will ensure that the tyre is taken down evenly and successfully, and all nuts are checked and tightened as we go. Now, unfortunately, we cannot tension these wheel nuts on the side of the road, but we can ensure that the wheel doesn't come off by tightening them again. If not strong enough to use our arms, we can use our feet. And we got a good pressure definition when we got to remove the tyre, so we can use that same principle in reverse to tighten the wheel down to get you to a safe location or off to a workshop for the tyre to be repaired. Keep going. That's it, you're getting it. Yeah, nearly got it. Keep going.
I've got it.
Good girl.
Hey! Done that. I've never done that.
You've got it. Oh. Well done. So what you're using are your quads. All right, so we're going. Well done. Well done. Awesome. Oh. You loosened it by the hands very surely. Oh, yes. Well done. See, you don't know your own strength. So now you all have the knowledge to be able to share if you see someone trying to change a tyre and they're down on the ground and they're fighting with it.
I couldn't ever get anywhere. I'd be jumping out the car and instructing people on the side of the road. And it's actually simpler than I thought it was. I thought it was a lot harder than that, but that's really quite simple, isn't it? Yeah.
RAC, for the better.